Hi, this is Eva Minanda from ChinaGAP. We are with Rogue support Trymbi after his victory against GAM in the second day of the group stage. Thanks for joining us, Trymbi.
Thanks for
Uh,
having me.
so you had a 2-0 start this Worlds. How do you feel about it?
Uh, just fine. I mean, there's nothing like, yeah, I guess we could be 0-2, but for now we're 2-0, and yeah, I'm overall happy, but nothing to be like, it's not, it's not like we won World yet, and yeah, we just need to still focus on the main goal, which is obviously for now getting out of groups.
Yeah. We heard a bit about your rough scrims when you arrived at Worlds. Um, so was this 2-0 around your expectations, or is it a bit of a surprise?
Uh, no, I don't think it was like a surprise. I mean, obviously, I mean, we had two pretty good games. Maybe today was not the greatest, but overall it was pretty clean, and I don't think it was like a surprise. I mean, we came here as a first seed, so we shouldn't think about it in the sense that, like we're just Europe, so we just try to make sure we look at the best as possible. Like, I want to win the thing, so it's not really about scrims or anything. Like, obviously, we didn't have the best scrims, but I'm sure we had. I mean, from what always I remember from year after year, it's like, at least from last year's, like, I'm sure we have better scrims than other teams, at least from EU, I would say, or NA. So it's not. It's not as tragic as people may think, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe every EU team is winning scrims right now, and only us, only we don't have the best record. Can't really tell because I don't really talk much to other players for now, at least. So yeah, it's not really a surprise. I think that we've been doing really well, and scrims. I don't think this year we've been that good when it comes to scrims, at least for the second part of the year. So yeah, obviously there's always some doubts, but nothing really too dramatic for now, I'd say.
Um, so about the game from today, um, yeah, well, yesterday got a bit stumped, right? But it was like of a big fight that I think like at me 8 minutes or something like that. So what was your read on them coming into today?
I mean, honestly, due to that fight that happened like minute 8, 9, like you couldn't really get much out of how they played. You had to more focus on how they played during their season in their league. So yeah, we didn't really get much out of that game, to be honest. But overall, we didn't really were like fully prepared for them. It's like hard to prepare for teams that you're not really familiar with, as well as you did really get to see much. Sorry. So it's like, I think it was just fine. Don't. I think they are good players. I mean, I think our group is pretty good. So obviously, no one to be underestimated. And yeah, we came today to win, obviously. And even though it looked pretty shaky, I think we for sure had control over the whole game. It was more about how to end it up cleanly and try to make sure we play well macro, and we didn't really get to play well macro today, or like at least not for the fullest time. So that was like an issue that we had, and that's why the game looked as close as it looked, and that's pretty much it. But I think we had at the end of the day we had control over the whole game, so it was not as bad as I would think it was, and yeah, it was
Yeah,
just fine.
yeah. You mentioned a couple times of today having a bit of a shaky game, right? Because well, especially your early game was like I don't know, very strong, right? And then you slowed down a bit. So would you say that the issues you had today are something that is a bit of a trend with Rock, or is something that happened today and that you are not worried about in the following games?
Uh, it's hard to tell. I mean, uh, it's really hard to tell. Like, I don't know what's gonna happen in next games. Maybe it's gonna be a trending thing, but I really doubt so. I think it just happens sometimes that you make decisions that are not the best in the current moment, and then you have to live up with them. And yeah, we could easily lose that game, but I think we were just in a better position all the time, regardless of how many bad decisions we would have taken. And Yeah, I don't think it's a trending thing. I think it just happens. Like it's our second game on stage. I think just people also like. I think players are not scared to just try out stuff that they think it's good, and if it's bad, yeah, like obviously you don't feel good about it, but nothing to be traumatized with. It's just sometimes you don't make good decisions, and it's completely fine to do it. Like sometimes we will lose games out of it. For us, thank God we won today. So just happens. I think nothing to be worried about. I mean, maybe we should be, but I think for now, I'm sure that everyone understands from my team that what could have happened wrong, and we will just make sure that we will try to make sure that it goes away, and we're gonna have more clean games.
So yeah, obviously it's early on in the tournament, right? Every team is still figuring out a lot of things in the meta of how they. Well, you mentioned as well, right? Some teams you did not have as much time to prepare for. So as a general rule, and I know this is like a bit of an annoying question for players, right? But try to simplify a bit. Like, how would you say your current like power level is compared to what you would say is your peak?
Uh, hmm. I'm not really sure. I think we're still not at like possible peak, and right now it's just group stage. I don't think we're gonna play at our peak, and I think it's completely understandable. I think everyone
Yeah.
is trying their best, but at the end of the day, there are not that many stakes to play for. So for now, it's just more of a chill, take it chill, just make sure that we play our game, and that's pretty much it. And right now, I don't know. It's very hard to tell, as you said. Like, it's not a question that it's. I'd rather hear. I'd rather somebody tell it outside of my team to make sure that he can say possibly what is our current form and what could be the highest. And yeah, for now it's just we're trying to get there. We're trying to get to our highest form, and I hope that we'll make sure we'll try our best to make it happen for this world.
Um, yeah. So your next game is against Top Esports. Yeah, I wanted to ask in general, what are your thoughts on that team and how strong do you feel they are like compared
Uh,
to the general field at Worlds?
Yeah, I mean they're second seed of LPL, so I can't tell they're bad. They're really good players. They almost won LPL, so nothing to take away from them. And yeah, they have players like Knight, Jakilov that are just known worldwide for the way they play. Yeah, I think it's for sure a tough opponent, but nothing out of no nothing. It's not something that is not in our range to take a win off, and I think that we should be fine against them. I don't know if we're gonna win. I never know, but I know that if we will play our game, it's gonna be a good game, and yeah, hopefully we will win, right? Hopefully.
Yeah, and for general in Worlds, is there a player or some players that are you really looking forward to play against?
Not necessarily now. I think it was very nice to get to play against players like Deft. I think I really admire people like him, and I think that overall, like, it's just so many players that are good, and I would like to face that. It's just whoever I'm gonna get to play against, I'm gonna be glad, and that's just it. I don't have anyone specifically in mind because I think there are just this many good players, especially this year, that I just think that their things are crazy, and overall just the way they play sometimes amazes me. So yeah, I'm looking forward to playing against anybody honestly at this point.
Yeah, since our time is running out, um, I have to ask one last question because I asked some for the fans for some questions, and well, we're a Spanish outlet, so a lot
Okay.
of them were about the El Madrileño meme that you
Yeah.
have. Do you enjoy it?
Uh, I mean, I don't speak Spanish, so I don't know a lot of times what's being written to me and stuff. But yeah, I mean, it's a fun meme. I mean, not necessarily a meme, right? I was actually born in Spain, in Madrid itself. So like, I obviously had fun when my one of the one of the people working in a Rogue whose Spanish was like introducing me to like the meme thing and how it came, how what it came from. That was just fun to realize, and yeah, it's been a pleasure, to be like in the eyes of those and just being, being memed around with this thing. It's just really nice, and I appreciate it. I just hope that people understand, right, that even due to this koi whole thing, like
Yeah.
we're still like for now we're like rogue, right, and koi as well. So we just need to I hope that fans will make sure that no one feels bad about anything, and people will just come together, everyone, from either like koi side or rogue side or whatever. Like, it doesn't really matter. If everyone can like just try to enjoy our games and just cheer for us if they feel like, I'll appreciate it for sure.
Yeah, for sure. I can tell you from the Spanish side that I've seen a lot of support.
Yeah, I've
um,
seen it too. Don't worry.
yeah. So yeah, this is all the time we have. Thank you very much, Trymbi, for your
Thank you
time,
very much.
and yeah, good luck for the rest of the
Yeah,
tournament.
vamos. Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you.